All right. Well, today's a great day. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Again, I'm Vladimir, for those who have met me before. But we are trying to get these meetings to go every single month. So I'm always appreciative of the attendance. Thank you for everybody that took out the time to join. So today's meeting is going to be really focused about the occasion of the day as well. As everyone of you, or most of you know, today is Albinism Day, is an international day of albinism. So it's a great day when it comes to us, because we support the cause. We try to raise awareness. We try to do everything that we can to help create a better tomorrow, a more united tomorrow through our organization. So thank you for every single person that puts in the effort to help us achieve that goal. As far as the plan for today, we do have a special guest that will be talking to us a little bit about the course of, or the support that he brings to the cause of albinism internationally. It's from Nepal, but also we will be introducing two new partners to whom we've already talked a little bit, that also joined forces to help us spread the wings of Marseille a little bit wider. So just to get started, I will actually, since we were just talking to you a little bit ago, if you can hear us better, I'd like to introduce the Glow Boys. The Glow Boys are ambassadors for a scholarship. If for those who are not familiar, of course, it's still being built up, but we have two ambassadors, Tunji and Olanian Thurman, and they're joining forces with us. There you go. I'll have you guys say hi. Basically to help push the wings of Marseille a little bit far, help us reach a little bit more people, help us help actually out there people who can use our support. So Tunji and Olanian, if I can see you're driving, so I'm not sure how safe it is, but if you could say hi to everybody and say a few words.
We part right now. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Tunji. This is my brother Olanian.
What's good, family?
What's going on? What's going on?
Well, we're really
It's
excited
good to finally meet with you. Yeah, sure. If y'all want to know a little bit about us, we act, we do music, I model, my brother rap. I got my own business. I got a do-rag business. I'm a young entrepreneur. We just got a lot going on for ourselves, and we just hope that we can be a helping hand to the organization.
Yes, sir. Where y'all from? What state y'all in?
Atlanta.
Nice.
Atlanta, Georgia.
True indeed.
Sure.
Well, welcome, definitely welcome to the organization. We really appreciate your support, and we definitely hope that with your help, we'll be able to reach out to many other people who can benefit from this. Not just the exposure, not just be able to talk to some other people, but truly benefit in areas of needs in their lives. So we really appreciate you being a part of this, and we hope to do great things with you.
It's always been a dream come true, being a leader for the young crew, and hopefully be somebody that others can look up to that has albinism or vitiligo. Just be the one of inspiration.
Definitely,
Exactly.
with your experience, we definitely think you will be able to impact a lot of lives out there, encourage a lot of people to, do great things, just like you are. So you're a great example, your brother and you, and we really appreciate that you take the time out to work with us and help us do this.
Now we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all.
All right.
Sure.
So as far as the meeting goes, in order to respect everybody's time, we'll try not to make it too long. But we have a very special guest today. Prakar Gupta is our guest. He is from Nepal. So what's interesting about Prakal is, so he's a teacher, and I'll kind of read through his very short bio here. He was born with albinism, and while living in Nepal and working as a teacher, Porkar is a strong advocate for people with albinism in Nepal, so much that he founded the National Disabled Albino in Nepal, and it's the only registered organization in the whole country that addresses albinism. So his goal is to create awareness around albinism and to encourage the international community to promote inclusion of those who are affected with it. So we're very pleased to have you, and we hope that we can carry your words through these meetings and put it out there and have some other people who may be not in attendance today but benefit from it. So without further delay, Mr. Gupta, we'll go ahead and have you introduce yourself and say a few words for us, please.
Sure. Thank you, everyone. My name is Prakhar Gupta, as I just mentioned. I am from a very beautiful but small country, Nepal. I think some of you might know Nepal. It's a landlocked country between India. What's the beautiful part is that it has the world's largest or highest mountain. So 8 of the 10 mountains of the world is in Nepal. 3/4 part of the country is covered with Himalayas and mountainous region, which makes it very beautiful. I, being born with albinism, work in Nepal as a teacher, and having facing the issue regarding albinism, discriminations, and those problems which every one of us has with albinism, skin problems and eye issues. I faced it. So I wanted to raise awareness in the country regarding this matter. I wanted to help and support other people as well. So just to start with the work, I found more and more members, and I registered an organization to support these albino people in the country. Not only in raising the awareness, but in any possible way we can, maybe bringing them the poverty by trying to provide them with some kind of unemployment, providing them by employment, connecting them to some people who can give them job, or by giving them admissions, by making them aware of their conditions. So this was my work which I have been doing in my country. Yeah.
Wow, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We definitely want to give you a big hand, Prakar, because you embody what we are trying to achieve here. Of course, it's important to have a platform where people can come and feel free and feel like they belong, feel like they can talk for any issues, feel like they can find people they relate to, but more importantly, people who try their very best to work with them, not make them feel like they're excluded. That's the type of society we want to be in. But it doesn't stop there. So the other aspect that you're touching,
Yes.
being able to impact somebody's life in areas of need is definitely something that we like to do. We are very interested in the Massey World organization. So, and like I said,
Yes.
special guest, special person. We're really happy to have
Thank
you,
you.
work with us as well.
Sure. So I do have PowerPoint presentations with me, and I do have a small video regarding the Nepal and the other things. So once, if I get the time, I can present those things also.
So I want to give you the floor for you to go. And trying to see if are you able to share your screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, perfect. So I'll go ahead and have you do your thing.
Sure.
All right.
Let me start. So my screen, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you for this opportunity and giving me a time to present my work to you. So, in this time, I will be presenting what I've been doing in Nepal, and I'll be showing you some pictures of albino people, and I will also be showing you a small video regarding the Nepal.
Nice.
Thank you. So, as I already talked, National Disabled Albino Nepal, it is the when I registered it back in 2013, it was the only organization in Nepal and 23rd in the world. Currently, there is no other organization in whole of Southeast Asia, including Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar. There was one in India, but now they closed it down because they are not able to work. So the world average, when we take about albinism, it's 1 in 17,000. However, in African countries, it is more. But we do not know what's the ratio in Nepal because we haven't been able to reach to the whole population. We haven't been able to reach or find out how many albino people are there in the country. So we can see this is the map of Nepal. You can see it is locked by India on the three sides and China on top. So it's a landlocked country between India and China. So the more higher elevation we take towards China, it is more of the Himalayan region. And the down part is the main plain region. The more higher you go, it's the Himalaya or the mountainous region. Because of this such geographical landscape that makes our work more difficult finding the people into the Himalayan region because we do not have a very good air connectivity, road connectivity, or we do not have any kind of metro train, something that we can go from one place to another place.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. So the only way we can go from one is by bus, and that too it takes a long time from one place to another place. Uh, from my place where I live and where the capital city is, it's only, let's say, 350 miles, but it takes us 18 hours to reach. Just 350 miles. In 18 hours to reach there by bus. And we have a limited other options as well. So that makes the work more difficult. Okay, so this is some geographical facts about Nepal. A landlocked country. 80% part of the country is covered by Himalayan region. The Himalayan region has little to no internet, so people living in these areas have very limited access to internet or no facility, which is why it makes us our work more difficult because we cannot get connected with them through social media, through other sites, or through media channels. Next to impossible to connect with them. The only thing is to reach them by going personally. And as I said, we are the only organization in the whole country. And luckily, I am the only person who has, let's say, graduated or who is into some kind of formal earning, uh, which is supporting this organization to survive and grow. We have other people into the committee, but none of them are in formal earning. Maybe they are daily wage earners or they have some kind of vegetable stores or something to run their family in some ways. Now,
Hmm.
okay, so because of the Himalayan region, we cannot have a rail net, we can't have a road connectivity, we can't have airlines. So that is the way that makes our work more difficult. Another thing is albinism is not considered as a disability in the country because of lack of education. What people consider disability is only if you do not have a part of the body. If you can't hear, you can't see, or if you can't speak. But with albinism, the case is different. We do have ears, we have eyes, we can see. Although vision is low, but we can see. So that is why it is not recognized as a disability into the country. The other reason, yes, the other reason being is that we have not been able to make the government aware of our situation. It's our lack also. It's not that we could not tell the government nicely, or we because and government also doesn't hear us because we are not in huge number. We are in huge number in the country. We know we hear from some person that there are some people in this part, some people in that part, some in that part. We get the news, but we are not able to reach them directly, formally. Because I said limited resources with me, limited internet and other facilities. So we are not able to collect, accumulate these albino people and talk with the government. That is one of the other problem. People with albinism not have basic needs, sorry, no, do not even have basic facilities to support their needs. We have many albino people over here who don't even get 2 meals a day. So they barely survive. In that condition, we cannot ask them for any kind of support. And there is no other organizational support into the country. So at present, we are in a situation where we have an organization, we have couple of albino people who talk with the government, but because we lack number, we lack awareness, and that's why we can't get these rights. And we lack number because of the geographical difficulties that my organization is facing. Okay, so this was a small video, I think, made by Global Albinism Alliance. So it's regarding albinism in Nepal, just 2 minutes.
Nice.
Hi, my name is Rajiv, and before you ask, I did not dye my hair or bleach my skin. This is my natural hair and skin color. I have albinism, which means my body does not make enough melanin. As a result, my skin and eyes are very sensitive to sunlight. My skin burns very easily, and I cannot see well. Some people ask why my eyes move about so much. That's because I have nystagmus, which causes involuntary eye movement. My pupils also usually face different directions due to strabismus. I have some spots on my arms and ears that are painful and itchy. I was told to apply sunscreen when I go outside, but it is very costly and I am not a so I often neglect it. The doctor told me that I need to see a dermatologist because the lesions may be skin cancer. The nearest one is at the hospital in the capital city, and that's quite far away. I decided to ask an albinism organization for advice. They said that many persons with albinism die from skin cancer if it's not treated. They are going to help me with the cost of the journey and also petition the government for the treatment to be provided for free. I'm so relieved. Thankfully, I came on time. From now on, I'll be very careful and wear long sleeves and large brimmed hats when going outside. Some governments have added sunscreen to the list of essential medicines and provide it free of charge to persons with albinism.
That's love.
Also,
That's
free
love.
cancer screening and eye care for those with
Fire.
more.
Sorry.
That's fire. Like that's awesome. I ain't know nothing about this. Like this is great.
Yeah. So the cost of sunscreen in the country is like what albino person normally earns in 2 or 3 days. That is the cost of one pack, and that hardly lasts for a week. Just give me
Hmm.
one second. Just 1 second.
Let's finish it. Hit the video.
Yeah.
Play.
Countries should ensure
Thank
we do
you.
not die from preventable deaths.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it was already finished. Oh, that's why. My bad. I was like so interested in it.
You ain't skip a
Yeah.
beat. Everything you said was fact. Was
Yeah,
a
definitely.
You did not miss a thing.
Yes. So we do not have enough medical facilities, not a number of doctors, not enough. And as I said, because it's the Himalayan region, in the Himalayan region, we do not have access to medical facilities. They have to run to a very far off places, big cities, which are very far, and it's very time consuming, so it becomes expensive as well.
Hmm.
Now, uh, I think we all know about albinism, what it happens. It's in one in 17,000 people. So there are three types of albinisms: oculocutaneous and ocular. Oculocutaneous means it affects in both skin and eyes, and ocular it affects mostly in eyes.
Hmm.
So there are three types. Uh, nystagmus means the involuntary eye movement, where our eyeballs frequently move. We can't focus at one object, one place. So which eye nystagmus, squint, albinism. So yes, eyeball frequently moves from one. It doesn't focus on one object. So that makes vision very low. So there are more things which I would like to talk regarding albinism in Nepal. These people. So we do not have. We have gathered some people, but their income level is very low. They cannot survive barely 2 meals a day. So we can't get their support. We can't talk with the government and the doctors. Let me show you some albino people of the Nepal. So in this picture, if we can see, this is the one man with two children. So currently, he is the head of the organization. He is the most experienced person, most knowledgeable in this term with the government. He's the head, and there are two children. Then you can see one woman who is in her house, and she is pregnant right now. The house is made with sticks or tin shed or other buckets and all plastic things where they live. So they are also our member. Now, so there are other people. This child, this girl. This is a time when we are giving them food right now because they could not have it because it's summer time over here. The temperature is 43 degrees Celsius, 44 degree. It's really humid, really hot. They can't go out and they can't work. So they have nothing to eat right now because it's whole day it's sunlight, and they are getting they are more prone to skin cancer, which is why we have to provide them some kind of food supplies. So we ask from grocery stores if they have any kind of additional can they support or no. So we ask them and we give them so that they don't have to work in so hot season. It's like 108 or 109 Fahrenheit right now in this place.
Hmm.
So there are these other people over here. So in this picture, this is a albino girl over here on the right side. So she is working in a tea shop over here. You can see that they're making tea on the roadside where there are some vehicles standing. They're working on a tea shop. Then on the left side, you can see a man with his wife and a son. He is also having albinism, so living in his home. Other
Hmm.
people over here. So there is also an grandfather and a daughter, sorry, granddaughter. There are only two people because parents have abandoned the child because of albinism. So they are
Oh.
barely surviving. They are barely surviving over here. You can see wooden sticks. They're cooking food, utensils. How they are living. This is their home where they are surviving right now. So recently we did this eye checkup and we did distribute some eyeglasses, a binocular telescope. This was given by this person. You can see wearing a flower garland. He gave us some donation to purchase some. So we purchased binoculars and we purchased some sunglasses to give it to the albino people in the country.
Hmm.
And this is the document. We made a documentary and we launched it and we gave to the Prime Minister of Nepal who runs the government. So we have given them. It was like 9 years back, but nothing has happened since then. So this was at global. This is Global Albinism Alliance. We formed in 2021 in January in
Wow.
Paris. So all the albinism organization of the world. I think Mike McGowan is also associated with this, and I think you all know regarding this organization, Global Albinism Alliance.
Yeah, it's official.
Thank you. That is albinism in Nepal.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you. Part of the team.
Yeah, a lot of
Thank you.
very interesting things on there. I mean, um, just knowing how hot it is down there. It's 109 degrees Fahrenheit, and you
Yeah.
know, and the presentation was amazing. A lot of very good information, a lot of things that even personally helped me understand a little bit more, and you know,
Can I just show 1 minute video that will make you understand the and how the transportation works over here?
yes, sure.
So
Yes, man.
interestingly, I got this video. Let's see. So this is the road connectivity where how the bus goes and how the road is and why it makes our work more difficult. That's not it. Sorry. So this is how we mostly commute on if we have to travel from one place or one city to a different city, one district to different district, one state to different state. This is how we have to travel. and that is why we have so much of issue in collecting the number of albino people into the country, because we cannot easily go from one place,
Yeah.
and the airlines becomes very expensive for us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yes, again, very interesting video. We talk about a lot about the physical and clinical medical aspects or downfall of that you have to face as a person with either vitiligo or albinism. But there's also a lot of other things that go into it. There's a financial
Yes.
aspect that's very much affected by what you can or can't do based on not just the social conditions, but also the economy and just a lot of things that go into it, and not to forget about the mental space of the people who are going through that, you know especially when there is no support around them. All those things coming together.
So it is really done on my part, because actually I said I am the only formally employed person. I work not only as a teacher, but I am the academic head of one of the educational institutions. So I support myself for all the annual expense and everything. It's like, so till now I was doing.
Yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, thank you very much for all the presentation. I'll leave it open for just a little bit if anybody has a question, anybody has a comment, anything they want to add, their own experience, what they feel about it.
I do have a question. So what will you think, Prakar, is the immediate need for the people with albinism in your country? Because I know you raised the fact that the government doesn't even recognize the condition. So what do you think will be something that they may need right away in order to at least help or assist?
Uh, Currently, we have around 100 albino people with me in some nearby parts where I live, and because it's really very very hot, so we try to give them sunscreen. We gave them last year also, but we could not do this year. But what feedback I got from them is, when they apply sunscreen, even though they get the skin, they feel itchy and it pains them. More than the sunscreen, they want some kind of employment, some kind of job, food to eat. They want those benefits which other disabled people in the country get. That means other disability people get some kind of financial benefits from the government, some kind of. So at least they can barely survive. So more than medicines, they wanted food and job right now. That's what they asked from me.
Hmm.
Okay, and so you mentioned jobs. Now, one of the things that you said is that in the organization that you had, you are the most educated person.
Yeah.
So, not to draw to some conclusion, but what will be the kind of jobs that you will have available that can be done by the Albinism population in Nepal?
Because they are not educated, so they can't be getting those kind of job. Uh, and if we provide them, they cannot survive or sustain the in the job world. Let's say if we are giving them any kind of job in a cloth shop, right? Or any kind of job in retail, they cannot work in those places. They cannot do marketing. They cannot do all those things because they cannot drive. They don't have any conveyance. So the only thing is, if we can give them some kind of self-employed work, let's say small vegetable stall, small fruit stalls, or let's say any kind of small groceries, something which they can earn some on a daily basis. Let's say they are selling ice cream, or they're selling they're having a food stalls or a food cart on a street somewhere. That can be done in the morning and in the evening. So not in the noon time, they can be at home, something like that. Yes.
I guess I'm gonna question that. In terms of it just appeared to me from the map that you showed, right, that the country is pretty huge, and transportation is not necessarily an easy thing.
Yes.
And when you take into consideration the conditions of the people themselves, it can make it very difficult to move from this to another. So my question is, how do you plan on getting all the, at least most of the people with albinism? What is your outreach plan, if I can say so?
I haven't visited the whole country, but I do know there are people with albinism in every part. To reach them, we do have several contacts. But for example, let's say if we are in California, and I know I have many albino people in, let's say, Illinois, Chicago. So I do have one or two contact who can guide me that once I reach Chicago, the place, once I am there, these people might help me to locate the albino people. If I'm in New York, I have some people whom I know, they can help me to locate some albino to the country. So again, most of the journey will be done by bus or flight, depending upon the place and the budget and the time. But we have some contacts that can guide us to get more and more albino people.
Okay, great. I just had a question from Joel, and he is joining from Africa, Senegal. And his question is, in Africa, people with albinism are used for witchcraft. What is reality in Nepal?
Currently, we haven't heard any case, thankfully, regarding witchcraft or negative activities. Nothing has come to in the news, national media, or even in the local media. Nothing has come in the to my knowledge. Links of witchcraft activities, but we have got like people abandoning the child or leaving the family or something like that. Even if it is somewhere, then it's hidden into the Himalayan region. We don't know. We have to find it out. But I am sure 90% it's not in the country. Witchcraft is not there.
So here's a follow-up question. What is stopping the government from recognizing albinism as a disability?
So once we, for the first is political instability. We have a new government, new ministry every 6 months, a year. Ministers come, go. First thing. Second thing, we do not have huge number. That they should focus more on albinism. 100 people, 100 family. It's not a very big number. They want something more wider spread, more big range. Third thing, when we talk with the UN organizations, they said that they know about my work, they know about this organization. But since we are not able to generate huge media, huge information. We have not gathered more and more people. These organizations can also not talk with the government to include us into the category. The other thing reason is because currently we are in economic crisis, just like what's going on in Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Government doesn't have budget, so they do not want to include more and more. They don't want to broaden the category of disability, because if they broaden, they have to give more and more to the people. So that is
True indeed.
Okay, I think that's all the questions I have here.
Yes.
okay. Thank you, Reza, for asking the questions. Anyone else with some questions?
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Prakash. Thank you to everybody. I definitely think united we are stronger. So we heard the presentation from Prakash. You know, we're the Messy World organization. Sure, we're trying to, you know, we're still coming together even here in the U.S. But as you can see, Prakash is not the first person internationally that we've talked to. Or you know, together we're strong. So we'll, you know, individually look back and more we can give to the organization, but even you know how we can work here to impact you know other communities, other places like you know the neighborhood of Prakar, the country you know of Nepal, and other places that have the same needs and needs that we're struggling so hard to fight for, even here in the U.S. So thank you very much, Prakar, for you know coming. Thank you for sharing the information, and I sure hope that you know it stop here. We'll do everything we can to continue to spread the news, to continue to support as best we can. You know, so
Yes. Thank you, Prakar.
Thank you.
so just like Prakar mentioned, and we've had talked about many times, there are several aspects of life that are affected. You know, we talk a lot about the physical and the social aspect of it, but as per Cargill, there's also a financial impact. There is the mental health of the people, you know, affected with it. So we, as the Messy World Organization, also have this vital scholarship that we talked about earlier that you know aims to support financially some of the people who are suffering from the conditions of vitiligo or albinism, you know, to try to cover a few of the costs. Obviously, it's not a lot, but every little bit. And in regards to that vital scholarship, we, you know, met our two ambassadors earlier, and I was just talking to Raisa, who is Baby Group?